Am I on? Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the HEMA Pandemic Livestream class. Last week, we were working on a knife technique with a thrust that is a foregrip and coming in at the side, underneath the ribs, through the lung, towards the aorta. Today, we're working on another forehand grip thrust, but this is coming straight in from the side. So he's stabbing me here. And you'll notice it's a rising blow and driving up under my ribs. Again, lung, aorta, bad stuff. We see all of these techniques. Go and do it again. Looks great in movies. Good luck. You all right?
Good.
So, but I come through to do that. He's not just going to stand there. He breaks my structure and then stabs me repeatedly. Why? Because he can.
Yep.
Right? If I try to push it out of the way, now I've given him a whole new line of angle. As Fiore says, in any of these techniques, I can focus on the weapon or the arm that's holding the weapon, or I can focus on the other arm. Now, I don't need to worry about that arm because he's not gripping me. If, however, he thrust at me and I put it away and then this arm came in, now that's where I would start trying to focus on that arm if I wanted. From that position, I really can't. Just putting that out there. This is the way knife attacks are generally going to go. And it's not necessarily it's not a knife duel. It's a knife attack. One of the things that we say here at the school is, remember, when you're practicing this, he's trying to murder me. It's not tag, you're it. It's not that kind of thing. So he comes in to stab me and I block that and then he shoves that and I try to get out of the way and he's just, there's no real chance of me stopping it because I'm focused on that knife. If I try to go low, he pushes that and then I try to go high. He's got all these angles and he's got a grip on me and there's nothing I can do. Again, looks good in movies. But in a real knife attack, not going to do a whole lot of good. This is one of the hardest concepts to work your mind around in an attack that it has a knife. Not the fact of, can I not get hit? You're in a knife fight. You're going to get hit. The question that you are trying to pose is not how can I avoid getting hit, but how can I minimize it? And the safest place I can be in this kind of attack is on top of my opponent, because if I come in and he pushes me, now how do I control what he's going to do? He's got lots of things. So I want to be on top of him. We're going to pray. Now, we're not going to bring our hands together. We're going to have some space between it. So imagine you're holding on to an orb or a ball or something between your hands. When this comes in, I'm going to start up high. No, please don't hurt me. I'm going to jam in. But now, let's rotate sides. Because, again, he's trying to murder me. He's not trying to tickle me. He's going to do something to there, and I'm trying to capture that. And good luck following. If you're following the action, you will always be too late. You need to steal their time and break their structure. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start up high, or my hands are going to be up high. He's going to stab me. Then he's going to check me, and then he's going to stab me again. And we're going to start off with this practice. Don't do this with your partner because they will not stay your partner for very long. Because you see how soft he was hitting me? And thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Because that's not the way we're going to practice that attack. That attack is you would use Bob or a punching bag or something. Go ahead and let me just hold the knife and do it without a knife. So don't knock the wind out of me, but go ahead. Yeah, that's good.
Good?
Yep.
Okay.
There's no way I'm going to be able to control that arm. So the best place I can be is on top of him. Let's do it at that angle.
Right here?
Yeah, so he comes in. If I try to catch it, that arm is being used so he can open up space so he can do something else. And if one of the dangers of the knife is because it's so short and so fast, if I think he's low and I'm trying to go low to protect it, he can easily go high. And if I try to go high, he can easily go low. This has happened to me in training so many times. And if you watch fights, attacks, video attacks, this is what we're going to see. One of the dangers that we run into is people throw false attacks. He throws that attack, and then that's the end of it. Good luck. Now, that technique there I teach. I've got that in others, but it's not that. There's so much more to it because I need to be on top of him and control it. So what I'm going to do is as this comes in, I'm going to jam in towards his elbow, and I'm putting my elbow, so move your arm, onto his chest because he's going for my shoulder or my chest with his checking hand. Do it again. You okay?
Good.
So now I've done that. Now, I don't want to do it like this. I actually want to do it like this. So check your hair. Tell me about that. What did you just feel?
He drove my dog tag into my sternum.
Your elbow becomes a spear. Now, I don't want to be straight out because then that exposes everything low. I need to keep it here. And at this point, I can't reach him. But as soon as I step in, I lead with that elbow. And I keep in my hand here. If he goes up for my head, I've got protection here. Right? He goes for my eye, I've got some protection here. Go ahead and scoop my eye. No, scoop my eye.
Yep.
I've got some protection. Now, again, neither one of us are going to be focused on this one action. I'm just showing you that there's protection in this position here. So the attack comes in, jam, and drive that elbow in. Now from here, he's not going to stay there. He's going to do something. He wants to readjust and break my structure, just as I want to break his. So the way I stop him from doing that is I step in on him. Go and do that again. Then I've got, quit stabbing yourself or whatever. Because I stepped in, I broke his structure. I cannot afford to maintain distance. He has the advantage with the knife and the checking arm to create space. Go ahead and check me and stab me multiple times.
Yes, sir.
Good, yeah. So you saw him push me off balance and off line. Do it again.
Sure.
You can see the dangers I run into. I can't afford that. Go and do it again. I didn't want to drop on his crotch.
Appreciate that.
Am I going to get injured? Yeah, homie has a knife.
Yeah.
But it's a lot better than what he wanted to do to me. So the techniques we're going to work on. You good?
Good.
I step in. Look, I'm not quite reaching him with my elbow. I step in again. That drives it in. That also pushes his arm behind his back. Go ahead and just with this arm push. Push his stem. Now he can do it, but that's only if I let him. Go ahead and go back to that position. Now, I step forward with my right foot, driving my elbow in. And I'm here. But what if I'm still here? Go ahead and push through. How was that?
Easy.
Because I did not break his structure. Let's do it again from this angle. Now, can you stab me?
Yeah.
Why?
I dribble.
Nope, I didn't step forward.
Ah! Invisible leg.
Gonna do it again. All right, then go for whatever. But the safest place I can be is on top of him. And if I'm on top of you, where are you? On top of me.
Yeah.
So it's not safe to just go in. You have to understand the structure of the body. Just like learning the alphabet. You learn moves by rote. Go ahead and slowly throw that attack. A, B, C. Actually, let's go back to it again. So stab me. A, push me. B, C, D, E, F, right? It's no bueno for me. So I need to get in on this spelling action. So he does that again, same thing. Now he's pushing me, but he has no structure in this arm. Would you agree?
I would agree.
And go ahead and push me. That just makes it easier for me, and then stick it in here and carve your name. Stephen was here, and then remind him that this is a bad idea. So you need to get in and be a part of the action. You can't be responding to it. So again. And he stabbed me. That was good.
Yeah.
Why'd you stab me?
Because I actually am working at you instead of just what?
We're here, right? I needed to get this hand into play. So what did I do to get that hand into play?
You step back.
And I gave you the room you needed.
Space. There can't be space in this.
If I'm moving forward, I need to continue. The best direction for me to go, anywhere he's not. But if I am unable to get out of this for whatever reason, keep moving in that direction. Now, let's do it again, nice and slow. So I step in and step in. There's where I break his structure. Let's rotate. So keep going, keep going, keep going. There we go. So we're here. But now he's not just going to stand here. He's going to do it. So I'm going to go forward. And both of us were focused on the knife. What are the odds of that?
Next to nil, that it's just going to be the focus on the knife.
I would disagree. Because as soon as you bring a weapon into an action,
there is that point, yeah.
That's your focus.
Once you bring a tool into a fight like this here, I already have the advantageous position. I want to use it all the time.
And I want to make sure he can't use it. We were playing at this earlier. And we got locked in, and we were both fighting over that arm. What did I do? Do you remember? I headbutted you in the temple.
You headbutted me in the temple, yeah.
Were you thinking of your knife when I headbutted you in the temple?
I was at that time.
No, I mean after I headbutted you in the temple.
No, I was thinking about how you just headbutted me in the temple.
And I will tell you, after I headbutted him in the temple, it was much easier for me to get the knife away. I didn't actually mean to make contact, but we were
still
close. So as it comes in, one thing I want you to notice, I'm on the inside of his attacking arm.
So he's here in this space.
Why do you think I want to be on the inside?
So for me, it's to get body control.
What's your mic? Yeah, partly. Also, I know what he's going to do. In so much as I know that when this hand comes forward, this hand comes back. He's not going to be doing both hands at the same time, most likely. So if this hand comes forward, that hand's coming back. But when this hand goes back, that hand goes forward. And then when that hand goes forward, that one goes back. That's the way the human mind and the human action operate. I want to point out here, we are talking about general attack. We're not talking about highly trained kind of attack. This is just
There's a reason.
prison yard kind of stuff.
Otherwise, this is why I'm not, when I step in, I'm not throwing a hook, followed by a stab underneath and a kick.
All right, so we're talking about just a simple attack. And for 85, 90% attacks, that's how it's going to be. We don't throw two things at once. You know, we're not going to throw a double hook. You might see some people that throw a punch and a kick at the same time, but those aren't very common, and it depends on your attitude towards them. Because I'd much rather take a punch and a kick than just a punch or just a kick. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, attack comes in. I step in and step in. Rotate with me. Let's go all the way here. I also want you to notice that my head is on his shoulder. Because if he steps back, I can just follow it and I can feel it. And it gives me even potentially more options. I'm making that contact. Last class, we talked about handles. What creates a handle?
Triangle shape.
A triangle. As soon as I put my head on his shoulder, I created a triangle with our bodies. I closed that handle and I'm using the forehead right here against his shoulder. So I've got two handles interacting, creating a third handle with my body. We always return to handles. Never get away from the basics. And the safest place you can be is on top of them. Do you agree?
I would definitely agree.
So now, what do we do once we're in there? Again, he's most likely not just going to stand there and let me do it. And it's not going to be, can I see the knife? It's not going to be this. No, just let me do it. Okay. However, that's how we're going to learn it. So you're going to do the action to me.
Okay.
And we're going to go at that speed.
All right.
So I throw in, and then I push him, and then I just pulled my arm out.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do we need to do a little differently?
1-2 step.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I come in, I push him, and there it is. Now, rotate with me. He's broken my structure. If I can try this, but I'm so focused on my knife and trying to get him now, what am I doing with the rest of my body?
Nothing.
Kick him in the crotch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't support kicking in the crotch other than as a method to get their attention. And that he continues to slide up your arm with the thrust. Oh, that's a great question. Oh. That's a good question, James. Here, you stab me.
Throw it in the ground first.
Let's rotate sides.
Okay.
The way I keep that from happening is, again, we're talking handles. I have, if I hold my thumb up, I have a handle here, I have a handle here, and I have a handle here at the deltoid, as well as a handle here, and a handle here. But I'm just focused on the handles on the back of my arm. So when he does that, and I step in, go and slide up my arm. There's that choke right there. Because my elbow's down. Go ahead and do it again. Lose the knife for a second, because you're probably going to get hit on this one.
Okay.
If I do that same thing, but I go forward, I just gave him a ramp. I did not create a handle, I created a ramp. Can we do that again? Mm-hmm. And no problem, just sliding right up my arm, right?
Very easy.
Do that same thing.
Okay. Nope, I'm stuck.
Because you can see he's hitting my deltoid. But stay there, keep pushing up, hold it, stop. Watch this. There's his ramp. That's how I keep my opponent from sliding right up my arm. I keep my elbow down, so I use this handle to slow down or stop his action, giving me the opportunity to do something else. Yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that.
Welcome.
All right, let's go back and do it again. So now, once I've got this, I can't be so focused on the knife that I let him start running the action. Again, like the master said, I can either focus on the weapon holding, the hand holding the weapon, or on the other hand. So he comes in and he attacks, and I step in, and I'm in this position. What I do now depends on where he goes. So what would you do?
Right now where I'm at, I'm actually going to just drive you here.
And I'm going to go with him. And that gives me what I need. And then again, I just bash him on the back of the head because murder's murder. Let's not murder somebody. A headache is a learning opportunity.
Why is there 4 of you?
So let's do that again. One of the things that we want to do is as you're practicing this, you're welcome, sir. As you're practicing this, I want you to look at options, but you need to learn to listen to your partner. So go ahead and attack. Stephen was here. There you go. Go. So, as you're going through this, train to listen. Let me do it this time. So. Okay, now I'm in here.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I going to do?
You're going to go around in the belly.
So
what happened? What happened? He started with a knife, didn't he? What did he do? What'd you do?
I did anything I can to get away. Once
He
I
ran
lost
away. The moment he lost control of this, was this even worth it for you anymore?
Not only did I run away, there's a chair over here that you can't see. I tried to slide into his way just in case he was chasing me. Because I didn't know if he was chasing me or not. But I was out of here.
Yeah.
Again, we listened. He had control of the knife. Let's go back. So I stabbed you.
Yep.
You came through there. I came around. You went wide. There it was. We ended up here. He has control of me. So what I did was shove his hip. Why did I shove your hip?
Just knock me off balance.
Break your structure, giving me the opportunity to run away.
Turn and run away.
Every time you break somebody's structure, and take this with any art that you study, it doesn't matter. Every art teaches this, but I don't think they put it in words. Once you break their structure, so get on guard. I'm just going to push you, okay? So he's here. And I'm just going to do this right there. If I do just that little push, what's the first thing you need to do?
Get back in line.
No, stop going that way.
Yeah.
You need to stop going that way. Watch. If we're in space now.
Cool.
First thing he has to do is stop.
Oh, I'm busy now.
So he takes that position and I do that. He stops. Then what does he need to do? He needs to bring it back into play.
Oh.
I just created 3 beats of time for me. Here's what I mean. He's here. I use 1 beat. That's 1 beat of him going. That's 1 beat of him stopping. That's 1 beat of him starting. And 1 beat of him continuing. Right?
Yep.
So I do that. He stops. He goes in. Then I go somewhere else.
Ooh.
Or more likely what's going to happen, because he has a knife, I'm going to push him and he's going to try to stab me anyways. Right? So I know that's going to happen. So I push him. And how much easier is it for me to redirect that?
Much easier.
Because the first thing I did was break his structure. And as soon as you break their structure, they have to use time to stop moving, redirect or recover, begin their next action, and then move. That's a lot of action. Do you see any point, purpose to fainting in this sort of real knife? No. There is no fainting in a knife fight. This is all him just coming in. The thing about a knife that's different than a sword is that this, if we look at this in sword terms, this is all forte. You cannot feint with your forte.
And even with, say, feinting on a low line system to the body here and everything, it's not worth it here. If it's the knife attacker and he feints a kick for my low leg to make me think about this, and then strike on a higher angle here with the knife. Do that again, please.
And I can't use my knife. Again, one forward, one back. Why?
Because that's what we have to do. We have to chamber.
Well, not just that. If I do this, I'm going to fall over. So the only way I can keep from falling over
is with
to counterbalance myself.
That piece. If it's me as the defender faking a kick towards his leg as he's getting ready to attack,
I'm just going to stab him in the leg.
He's going to stab me in the leg. So there's no point for even me throwing the feint to try and get him to think about something. So.
And again, if this is all forte, when we feint with a sword, the feint occurs with the point. You can't feint with the forte. And it's all forte. The only time I change my line is when he puts something in my way. It's the only time I change my line. Right? If he doesn't put anything in my way, I'll just stick him. Which is why he needs to break my structure. If he tries to just go backwards, I can follow him home. If, however, he comes forward, oh, what happened? Oh, yep, the arm came out and you gave me a
What happened? He stuck me right here. I just fell over.
So he does that again. So now he's, there it is. So now I'm focused on the knife, right?
Yep.
Turn this way. This is when he starts doing other things. What would you do? Yeah, there it is. Oh, yep. Break my structure by kicking me in the solar plexus or the groin. Again, these are to get their attention. Looks like he said something else.
Gotcha. I like the idea of the knife as being all forte, and the idea of chambering attacks really drives home the difficulty in taking an action that doesn't directly give you the advantage.
Yeah. Any action that you do that does not directly give you the advantage is not only a wasted action, it's wasted time. So he's coming over and he's thinking about attacking me, but I can't see the knife. Hey, do you know what time it is?
Yeah, it's, hey!
Or I got somebody who's possibly aggressive with this knife. John! First thing he does, because we all look. Because what he's doing, he doesn't want anybody to see. So I'm creating time. And that's how we win or lose a fight. It's not in the action. And this is a mistake that a lot of people make. They look at the winning or losing of the fight is in the action. And yes, the actions are super, super important. However, by the time the actions are occurring, everything else has already happened. So I'm going to get to that real quick, James. So he throws, he comes up, and I push that away. Then he jabs me, and then he gacks me. It's the technical term. This same guy's walking up. Hey! Because he wants to, and then, let me be you.
Sure.
So you're going to do that.
Okay.
So.
Hey, Steven.
Because I don't want to be seen as committing this crime. One of my favorite knife fights in the movies is actually in Casino Royale, James Bond, Casino Royale. And it's at the Body Worlds Museum. Because the bad guy goes up to James Bond and he does this. And they're both completely silent. Do you remember what James Bond does?
He reverses it in,
nope.
Right? No?
Well, yeah. But I'll be James. They've done this. Grab onto my wrist. Silent.
Oh, that's right, yes.
He looked over his shoulder. And it broke his attention for just that split second. Because he broke the structure, yeah.
Yeah, can I toss something in here? Don't just think structure as being the physical break of the person's physical structure. So it's not just me breaking this. Mental structure is in the same portion as that structure that we talk about. Because if you make me focus on two different points here, like that, you're not just going to break my physical structure by me turning, but you're breaking my focus and where my result is aimed for.
And especially with the speed that a knife works at. And I can break the structure in multiple ways. This entry is actually a structure break. Go ahead and stab me.
Okay.
There it was. You all right?
Good.
Let's go real slow, real slow. Okay. There's the breaking of structure right there. Oh, because
can you see it happening?
More importantly, can you hear it happening?
Mm-hmm.
Because every time I do it, he goes, I broke his structure. And with that, I think we'll leave it because we're both a little beat up now. But that was fun. Did you enjoy it?
I loved it. Oh, that was fun.
Remember, to survive a knife fight, be somewhere else. If you cannot be somewhere else, be behind them. And since they're not attacking you from behind, and if they are, you've already done everything wrong because you didn't know they were there. So you lost that awareness. So if you can't avoid the fight, be behind them. And the only way to do that is to go through them. But that's a tricky word when I say go through them. Do that. Step me again. I'm not going to move. So, and then push and, yeah, cool. Do that again. Just like that. Cool. If I try to go into him, do it again. Oh, I just ran onto his knife. At this point, all he does is stab me a couple more times and say thank you because he's a very polite murderer.
Well, it's very nice of you to help me out.
But when I go forward, I'm outside and I'm breaking his structure. Yeah, look how much I'm outside and my elbow's down because he's going forward. He's going to stop on my deltoid. Watch this. I just gave him that ramp again and now I just stabbed in the back. So if you can't avoid it, get behind them. Because once you're behind them, and they obviously don't want you behind them, first thing they're going to want to do is what?
Turn around.
I've just created a whole bunch of time. That's how we win a fight, through the creation of time. And let's see what we have here. It almost seems like breaking the structure is anything that breaks time. Yeah, yes. Very much so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or let me add another word to that. A break in the structure is anything that creates time. Because I'm not giving him time. I'm not adding to his time. I'm creating an action that he has to recover from. Here's another, just punch me in the jaw. Cool. Good, do it again. What's the first thing you need to do before you hit me again?
Stop.
Yep. Find me in space.
Location. Recover. Strike.
That's a half second. Go ahead and do it fast. I went backwards. Do it again. Oh. Did I punch you?
No.
He ran onto my fist.
Yep.
And I kept it up high specifically so he wouldn't run into my fist. Let's do that real slow. So I went here. I still opened up time. He recovered and I just stuck my fist out. And he actually brought his face onto my fist. The same can be done with a knife. The same can be done with a rapier or a longsword or a side sword or a saber. Create time. Now you have a window to work in. And with that, we're going to close up today. Do you have anything you want to add?
No. Just one piece to keep in mind there is just adding on again there, when you think about structure, just don't think about the physical structure that you're trying to break there. There's the mind as well. And if you can make them focusing on a lot of different levels, then you can add, again, more time for yourself. or remove time that they can recover inside of.
One of the things I like to say about that is people can only think of 2 things at a time, maximum. Give them a third thing to think about, and they have to choose one of those 3 not to pay attention to, because they physically, mentally can't focus on all 3.
That's what that headbutt did to me.
Yeah.
It gave me a third thing to focus on.
That's what the kick to the groin did when you fell down.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't kick you. You know, we're standing around hanging out with your friends, do that, they're going to react.
Yeah.
Even if you had no intention to hit them. I mean, don't really do that because that means you're a jerk. But even with no intention of making contact, I can create a reaction. It's just like when you're playing with someone, you're sparring, and you go for the eyes. Even if John knows I'm not going to stick my thumb in his eye, not intentionally. I come up and the eye still kind of twitches.
Yeah, I'm
help it.
I'm maneuvering that out of the way there, so he's reaching up here. And I know he's not going to stick me.
It's just a natural response. But we can use those natural responses in the fight. And with that, we will close up and say thank you very much for joining us today. We're getting good news from the county. I'll be sending an email out very soon about reopening. And until we're able to train again together, all the best to you and yours, and we'll see you on the other side of this. Thanks, everyone. Boom.
Nice job, everyone.
Cool. I look forward to it, James.